students, good morning. Today we are going to learn about the new chapter, that is chapter 9. The lesson name is soil. So dear students, this chapter 9 is your last chapter for semester 1. So after this you will be having your SA1 exam. So hope you are studying well and you are preparing well for the exam. So starting with this lesson, that is soil, we are going to learn about the importance of soil. What is soil and what is the importance of soil? So here the first point tells that soil is an important natural resource. So soil is an important natural resource. It is already found in the nature, okay, and it is very useful to us. And how it is useful to us, we will learn. The second point tells that soil helps in the growth of plants by holding the roots and supplying water and nutrients. First of all, soil helps in the growth of plants. We all know that how plants are very important to us. Because of plant, even the herbivorous or carnivorous, all types of animals exist on the earth, okay, and also plants help us to give oxygen also. So who is helping the plant to grow? That is the soil. The soil helps in the growth of plants by holding the roots. So soil is holding the root and help in supply of water and nutrients. Okay, so water is mixed in the soil and also nutrients are there in the soil, okay, and these nutrients are soluble in water and the plants absorb these water and nutrients from the soil. Also, the soil helps to hold the plant. So, for a plant, okay, soil is very important to grow. Next, soil is essential for agriculture, which provides us food, clothing and shelter. So, soil is also essential for agriculture. So, you know what is agriculture? Agriculture means growing of more number of plants at one place. Okay, so a large number of crops or plants are grown at one place. Then it is called a crop, and cropping or growing of crop is called agriculture. For this agriculture also we need soil, and this agriculture is done to get food, okay, and also to get clothing. Clothing means what? Even we grow fiber plants in the sense like cotton, jute and all, okay. So these plants also we grow so that we can get the fiber to make clothing and also shelter. Shelter in the sense that when we grow plants, it becomes into some plants grow into a tree, and from the tree we get timber or wood, and it can be used to make the shelter. So likewise, see the ultimate resource, okay, that is soil. Soil helps in the growth of plants. It helps to do the agriculture. And also one more very important thing we have to understand, that is soil is a habitat for several organisms. Soil is a habitat. Habitat means the place to live. The soil is a place for so many microorganisms as well as multicellular organisms. Understood? What does it mean? Soil helps give shelter, or soil is a place or habitat for so many organisms, whether it may be a small organism or a big organism. Okay, so that's why I am using as unicellular or microorganisms. Microorganisms cannot be seen with our naked eye. And also there are some worms, insects, beetles, they grow in the soil and we can see. So soil is providing habitat for a large population of insects or worms. See here, soil is a habitat for several organisms like ants, earthworms, snails, centipedes, millipedes, snakes, rats, beetle, and the list goes on. Understood? So just whenever we dig soil for gardening, you will come to know that there are so many insects and worms, and the name is not known also, because there is so much of varieties, and the names of the animals or the investigation of those animals or those worms or insects are still being done. So these are the pictures that tells that how plants and organisms are dependent on soil for growth. Understood? So even we are cultivating so many plants. Okay, this is cotton that helps to give us clothing. This is crop. Understood? This is called agriculture, cropping, by which we are getting food. And here this picture tells that how the roots are holding the soil, or how the soil is holding the roots. Okay, and it is very important. Next is living organisms found in the soil. Dear students, there are many number of organisms, and the name is it is, see, when you read the names only, you will come to know that these insects are not known to us. See here, there are, first of all, there are fungi. Fungi is the you know what is fungi? Fungi is also microorganism. Okay, so some fungi is seen through the naked eye. For example, when we keep the bread for some days, we will see that the growth of some organism on that, and that is called fungi. Okay, like that there are so many fungi. Even unicellular fungi is also there in the soil. Okay, then wood roach, roe beetle, centipede. Okay, snail, slug, millipede, carpenter ant, snowbug. There are so many protozoans are there. Protozoans are also microorganisms. Okay, there are so many nematodes. That all, what are those? You learn in the higher classes. Pseudoscorpions are there. Wireworm is there. Earthworm. Okay, there are so many nymph also. There are so many animals, more than this, understood? And also we know that some animals make home in the soil, like rabbits, snakes, rats, okay, fox. They also make their home in the soil. Like that, there are so many animals that are there in the soil, and soil is providing them a suitable habitat. And next is soil pollution. Soil pollution is caused by plastics, chemicals, pesticides, and other waste products. So, when you think about soil, you know that soil is something like a sponge. Soil is like a sponge. So, if you add water, it will absorb. If you add chemicals, it will absorb. If you add any oil or any materials, if you add, it will absorb. It is like a sponge. Okay, so if you put a lot of plastic in it, again what will happen? The soil will lose its property. Plants cannot grow in that area. Okay, and if you put a lot of chemicals and pesticides and other waste products, the soil will lose its nature itself. Understood? Soil will lose its nature. So soil pollution how can we reduce the soil pollution? Soil pollution can be reduced by avoiding the use of plastics. Can you see? Look here. How does it feel if you put the plastic everywhere? Okay. So to avoid plastics, treating of waste and chemicals before releasing into the soil. Okay. So before releasing into the soil, the waste chemical should be treated. Treated means it should be made less harmful. You know what is chemicals, what is pesticides, what does it contain? They contain harmful chemicals which will destroy the nature of the soil. So before releasing it into the soil, what we have to do? We have to treat the chemicals and pesticides. We have to make it less harmful. Reducing the use of pesticides. Okay, it is when you learn about pesticides, we will come to know that pesticides is of course killing the unwanted insects which is destroying our crop. Why pesticides is used? Pesticides are used to kill the unwanted insect which is destroying our crop in the agriculture and all, in the agricultural fields, some insects will be eating the plant or the yield also, some seeds and all. So instead of in order to kill those pests, we use pesticides. So unwanted or harmful insects are called pest. So to kill the pest, we use pesticides. Understood? So of course, this pesticides helps in killing the pest. But what will happen? It will poison the food, the crop. Understood? So when we are eating the crop again, it will be harmful. So that is what we are telling, that using of pesticides is very dangerous, not only for the insects and also for us also who are taking the food. And also it is very harmful for the soil also. Okay. So instead of using pesticides, chemical pesticides, there are so many natural pesticides also, like neem oil. Okay, all this some in pesticide, natural pesticides are also there, so that can be used. Okay, so we have to switch on to those types of natural pesticides, because chemical pesticides are very dangerous. Next, afforestation, planting more trees. Afforestation means the planting of more trees. When we plant more trees, what will happen? Trees will hold the soil. If trees are holding the soil will be rich in nutrients. Otherwise, what will happen? If trees are not there, wind, rainwater will carry all the fertile soil. Because fertile soil means the soil which is rich in nutrients is there only on the top layer. Okay, the top layer of the soil is only nutritious. Okay, it is rich in nutrition, it is rich in humus. Or we can tell that it is rich in all kind of variety of nutrients. Understood? But when the rain comes or when the wind comes, what will happen? If there is no trees or the plants to hold the soil, all this fertile soil or a good soil is washed away. Understood? Leaving all unfertile soil back. Okay, so which is the fertile soil? Where is the fertile soil? It is at the top layer. So plants are there, the plant is the soil will be rich in nutrients. If the top layer of the soil is washed away or moved away by the wind, what will happen? Only the unfertile soil will be left. And if it is happening, so what happens? Slowly the land will be converted into desert. Slowly the land will be converted into desert. Why? Because in that soil, plants cannot grow in that soil, and also slowly the land will become into desert, and that is called desertification. In order to avoid that, what we have to do? We have to do afforestation. We have to plant more trees. Understood? So for this reason only we are learning about the layers of soil. To learn about the layers of the soil, because I told that the top layer of the soil is rich in humus, and we will see what is the different layers of the soil, different sections. Okay, see, these are the different layers. Okay, we will see. For this activity, what we have to do? We have to take a glass tumbler and we have to add 3/4 filled with water. Okay, and add a handful of soil in a glass tumbler. Stir it well with a glass rod and leave it undisturbed for some time. So very easy. Glass tumbler we have to take. We have to take the water for 3/4. Okay, 3/4 of water we have to take, and we have to put the soil. Stir it, the water very nicely, and we have to keep this tumbler undisturbed for some time. We will see different layers of particles of different sizes. Okay, so what is the different sizes of layers? We will see. The first layer is humus. Okay, why? Because all the plant waste, animal remains, it will be settled at the top of the. It will be floating at the top of the glass tumbler. Understood? And that is nothing but humus. And what does it tell? Because the top layer of the soil will be having so much of plant waste, animal waste. Okay, so all this waste will be converted into humus. Here humus means plant and animal waste, decaying plant and animal waste. Okay, so who is helping in decaying? Microorganisms, or the animals or organisms that live in the soil, what does it do? It will help the plant and animal waste to become into humus, small particles. So large particles will be converted into small particles, and that is called decaying. And that small particles of animal and plant waste is called humus, and it is rich in nutrition, and this is helping the plants to grow further. Understood? And it is helping the new plants to grow also. And next is water, and the first layer is what? Clay. Small particles of the soil will be collected. Next comes sand. Next come gravels. Gravels means stones. So, and what does it mean? When you go down, we can see stones. Understood? And when we go top, we can see smooth soil. That is clay soil. And at the top of the clay soil, what will be there? There will be humus. Understood? So we should not let this humus or the smooth soil to go away. If it goes away, what remains? Sand. Likewise, the land becomes into a desert. That is why we have to grow plants, so that this layer of the soil will be at one place. It will be holded by the roots. Okay. So washing away of the top layer of the soil is called soil erosion. Okay. So if you grow plants, soil erosion can be controlled. So see here, this is soil profile. This is how we have to learn. Okay. This is the vertical section. Vertical section means like this. This is vertical section. We have cut the soil like this. Through different layers of the soil is called soil profile. The vertical section through different layers of the soil is called soil profile. The layers are called horizons. It is called horizon. See here, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon. These are called horizon. Each layer is different in texture, color and chemical composition. Each layer is different in texture. Texture means what? To feel. Some layer of the soil will be very smooth. Some layer of the soil will be hard. Okay. Color will be different. And also chemical composition is also different. See here, A horizon is the uppermost layer of the soil. It is called topsoil. Okay. This topsoil is very important. See here, it is dark in color. It is dark in color. Why? Because it is rich in humus. Because it is rich in humus, that's why it is black in color. It provides nutrients to plant. I already told. It is very soft, porous. Porous means what? This soil is having holes, air gaps, so that water and air can be easily penetrated, and it retains more water. Understood? A horizon is very important layer because it has more water, it has air gaps for the oxygen to penetration of oxygen also. Okay, why? Because even the roots need oxygen to respire. Understand that even the roots of the plant need oxygen to respire. Every part of the plants will respire. Understood? So if oxygen is there, then the roots will stay healthy, and it is very soft. It is rich in humus, and it will allow the plants to grow. Can you see the plants growing in the A horizon? Yes. Only in the A horizon will support the growth of the new plants. Come to B horizon. B horizon is the second layer. It has less humus. It is having less humus but more minerals. Okay, this B horizon is having more minerals, and it is harder and more compact. So from this B horizon only we are taking extracting so much of minerals. Understood? We all know that we will be extracting so much of minerals from the soil. Okay, so it is rich in minerals, but it is having less humus. Understood? And it is more compact. Compact means what? It is not having any pores. Okay, that means oxygen is very less there. Okay, only A horizon is supporting the microorganism also. So many organisms we learn now, and it is all there in A horizon. Okay. Next, C horizon. C horizon is the third layer. It is made up of small lumps of rock. So from here starts the rock, small rocks. And can you see the last layer? The lowermost layer is a bedrock made up of very hard rocks. This is very hard rocks. C horizon contains small lumps of rocks, and next is B horizon is compact. Is very compact, and it is rich in minerals, but a horizon is very important because it is supporting life. Understood, students? The different layers of the soil and which layer is very important? Yes. And this till here I will finish today's video. Tomorrow we will learn the next aspect. Thank you.